Please introduce the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars.
Well, the Wilson Center was established in 1968 by Act of Congress as a living memorial to President Woodrow Wilson. Wilson was the only American president to have held a PhD. He was both an academic and a politician and understood the benefit of bringing policymakers to the same table as the experts, to engage in dialogue, informed, sober dialogue. And that's what we try to do at the Wilson Center. We create a venue for that informed dialogue discussion. We try to inform policy through academic research. We also have programs that think tanks in Washington really don't have. We try to provide, for example, one of our largest programs, and this is a program I'm in, is the History and Public Policy program. And what we do at the History and Public Policy program is we try to provide that broader historical perspective to public policy issues. We try to show the relation between history and current policy. We stress the need to learn from the past. We've been working very closely with the Korea Foundation for several years now, through the History and Public Policy program to stress the importance of history in policymaking in regards to issues on the Korean Peninsula. Much of our work has been on exploring the history of the critical U.S.-ROK relationship. And we have a critical oral history project that we run together with the foundation and also with the University of North Korean Studies, Gyeongnam, which is part of Gyeongnam University.
What does it take to be a good historian, and how did you first develop your academic interest in North Korean history?
Well, I was always interested in history. My road to Korean history, and particularly North Korean history, was an interesting. I took an interesting path to studying Korean history. I started studying Soviet foreign policy in undergrad, and then decided to go to Russia and did an MPhil at Moscow State University, where I studied Soviet-North Korean relations. And I was focusing on Soviet foreign policy, but very quickly realized that I was more interested in the North Korean angle. And began to go into the archives. You know, the 5 years that I was in Russia, I was in the archives on an almost daily basis, in the party archives, in the foreign ministry archives, gathering documents on the inner workings and foreign relations of North Korea. One thing you have to know, or one thing you have to really love as a historian, is you have to love the research. And I am perhaps happiest when I am in a large archive, dealing with, leafing through these dusty old records. You find something that no one has, or very few people have seen before, and that you're making a relatively new discovery. It's exhilarating, and it just brings you, it pulls you in further and further and further, and you have to love this as a historian.